Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel, or welcome to my YouTube channel. Even to my subscribers, because I haven't posted since last year, so I'm sorry about that. But I wanted, like, one of my goals for 2026 is like I have to get back into YouTube. I have to post like regularly, not take like a 1 year break. And so I thought that I was planning on doing a vlog for the New Year's, but because I haven't recorded in quite a while, I was really, really uncomfortable. I don't know why, but I was really uncomfortable with the idea of vlog. So I thought I'll do a sit down video first and then I'll do a vlog style video. For today's video, I thought that it would be fun because I haven't um, updated you guys of what I was doing in 2025, and I haven't posted anything about 2025 on YouTube. So I thought that I'll give you guys my favorite things, or like my favorite activities of 2025, like it's things and activities of 2025 that I've done. And I have like my journal with me. I don't know how many journals I have. Sometimes I like to write in my blue journal and sometimes I write in this journal. It's just I'm not very organized with my journals. I just write whatever I want with it. So first we're gonna start with hobbies and activities that I've like loved in 2025. The first one is, I don't know many of you will notice this or not, or like many of you know about this or not, but um I've hosted workshops in 2025, and I was really hesitant at first because I wanted to host workshop for quite some time now, but I always held back into knowing like there might be not that many people who would come to my workshops, or I was just scared because I'm a very introverted person, so I was scared about how I'm gonna interact with people, how I'm gonna just interact with, because workshops are all about interacting with people. But as soon as I hosted the workshops, I it was like my favorite thing in the world, and I was so excited about them that I hosted a couple of them in 2025, and hopefully if everything goes right, I will continue to host them in 2026. The second thing is board games. And I was like, before 20, I think in 2024, I wasn't even that much into board games, like as much as I am right now. Just because my fiance's family is a lot into like board games and all, and because of them, I like grown to love board games. As I'm speaking this, tomorrow we have like a board game day, sort of. It's like the full day. We are just playing like different kinds of board games, and it's really really fun. Like, the third one is writing scripts or like storytelling. It's not like I don't write scripts for YouTube video because it's really hard to just learn the script of like 25 minutes. But uh if you follow me on my Instagram, I've done like in June, I think I've done a couple of like storytelling kind of reels, and for that I wrote like the scripts of that, and I was really really proud of them, and I loved how much, how positive response I got on them. And I wanted to do more of that. I just fell off track, and then I was like not that motivated to do so. I wrote so many scripts after June, but I've just not made them into a reel or like a short form content. So I want to continue doing that in 2026. Why is it sounding like an ins and out list? It's not an ins and outs list. It's just that hobbies and activities that I've loved in 2025. Okay. The fourth one is creating art with other artists. This is something that I've like recently noticed. Not recently noticed. I've like been to a couple of artist communities with, well, like, one of my friends. She introduced me to this artist community. It was really really refreshing to just work with different artists, and also in art school also, whenever we are like giving exams, and like we are all the artists are in the same room and we have to think something, and it's so refreshing to just work with different artists. I think everyone gives their point of view, everyone's style is different, so you're seeing so many styles in a single room. It's just really really nice. And the fifth one is kind of, however, similar to my fourth one, but it's a bit different. I think the one progress that I've made in like 2025 is that I've gone out a lot and I've not been like a homebody, and I've gone out and sketched, which is something that I really really like, because sketching at, like, sketching at a point of view, and then I might be sitting at like a lakeside, or like I'm sitting in a crowded street or whenever, and I'm just sketching. It's just so refreshing for the mind, and it's one of my favorite activities. I've looked forward to it so many times because I loved it every single time. Okay, so now we're gonna move on to books, because it's not gonna be my video if I'm not mentioning books. And most of the videos that I've been doing recently are about books. But these are like are these yeah, these are five my top five books of 2025. I've not read that many books in 2025. Like, I've read like a handful of books. I don't know, I've just been not like that like that reader. I was a reader in 2024 or like in 2023, where I used to read like 150 books an year, and now it's like 25 books I've read, I think, at most. Yeah, I think it's not more than 25 books. But I'm gonna share my top five, which I've like loved and I think are on my reread list. So the first one is, I think I've talked about this in like my TBR video, I think, but The Wedding People by Alison Dispatch. It's, I don't know, it, the book theme, the how the book progressed, it was so amazing, and it was like a new kind of like a storyline from whatever like the books I used to read. It was a different storyline. It was refreshing, and recently I was also rereading it again because I was like, it's so good. But similar to The Wedding People, I've similar. It's not that like the storylines is entirely similar, but the themes, like in the starting, it's similar. I've read The Midnight Library by Matt Haig, which recently, if um, I've not told, like I've not said it on Instagram, but recently I was having this exam for my art school, and we had to do like a contemporary style artwork, and I was really like, because it's really confusing. I'm like a realistic artist. I'm not abstract. I can't do abstract work, but my artwork was inspired by The Midnight Library because I've loved the story point. Like, on the cover it says one like, I think, one library, infinite lives, and I was just so inspired by that quote that I made my artwork inspired by that. So I was really proud of that artwork, and I think that I was sending the right message with that artwork. Like, what the book wants to tell, I have like said it with that artwork, if that makes sense. The third one, I only have one physical copy in this entire list, and that is The 7 Year Slip by Ashley Poston. I love this book. I really, really loved it because the concept, I think all the books that are on here, the concepts are really different from what I am used to reading. So that is why I think they made like my top five. But The 7 Year Slip, it's, I've also made an artwork for 7 Year Slip. I think in June, I think in that storytelling kind of reels I was making, one of the artworks that I made was about 7 Year Slip. I'm not gonna get much into what each and every book is about because that will end up making this video too long and too boring. Um, and the last book, it's not the last book, the fourth book is The First Time Caller by BK Borison, which I've listened in audiobook format, and I really, really loved it because for me, audiobooks were like, if I had to like to listen to a documentary, if I had to read a documentary kind of a book, then I would prefer listening to it on audiobooks. But this was the first audiobook that is like fictional, and also like romance kind of, because I don't read, because I don't listen to the books like that. So it was refreshing. Why am I saying refreshing all the time? But it was really good. I really enjoyed it. I was like in a major reading slump at this point, so I was not able to read anything, and then I was like randomly, I was like, I'm making artwork and I'm getting bored, so why not try an audiobook? And then I tried this, and it was so good. I just loved it. The last one is Just Kids by Patti Smith. And you all already know about this. I think I've talked about this before as well. It's a memoir. And I think from what I remember, I have a really, really short memory span. Okay. So I think in this, Patti Smith is just I think it was a relationship with Robert Mapplethorpe, and I think it's a book about her relationship with him, and it's really, really great. I really loved it. Gonna move on to music because I love listening to music. Some people might argue, including my fiance, that I have a bad music taste, but I do not. I have a really, really great music taste. Um, So, first we're gonna start. I don't have like a list of like albums and all, but I think I have a list of artists that I like listened to in 2025 because I don't have like a particular list. If I'm not gonna do that. It's just gonna be very boring if I'm gonna point out artists and albums. But do you know that Harry Styles is coming out with an album? I just found out that today, and I was like giggling and kicking my feet. Okay, so the first one is music by Olivia Dean, which is like this new artist that I discovered. I don't know, people might be listening to her before, but I like got to know about her like in October or September, and since then I'm like hooked because I love her music. I think So Easy to Fall in Love, The Man I Need, Dive. I think all of these are the popular ones, but I've recently started to listen to them, so I haven't gotten into the underrated ones. But I really, really love her music. Recently, she did this cover with of The Dress, if you know that song. But I'm a fan of Dress in usual, like the original artist. I don't remember the name. I'm so sorry. I think it's Dijon, but I love that song in itself also. But the cover of Olivia Dean, it's so good. It's so good. Then I don't have like an artist for Bollywood music, but I've been into like 2010s, 2000s Bollywood music. I don't know why. The recent Bollywood music is just not hitting the way the older music used to hit, and I've been into the music especially because my sister listens to a lot of 2010s Bollywood music, and I, as a part of being living together with her, I've also grown to love it. I already loved it. I just like forgot about it, and then this year I got reintroduced to it, if you can say it that way. Then the other two artists that I think I'm a constant. I've been listening to them for years, and I don't think I will ever stop. Is Lizzie McAlpine and Noah Kahan, because I love their songs. I recently it was like I think in November I like stopped listening to Noah for like 6 months, and then suddenly in November I think Northern Northern Altitude just came in my like playlist, and I was like, I really forgot about this song. This song is so good. Okay, so I have not included like many products because I don't want to promote overconsumption. I forgot to bring one thing. It's okay. So I'm gonna. These are like some products like makeup products. I don't not use that many makeup products, but huh, the the usual ones that I use, and some art supplies that I love because I'm also an artist, if you don't know. The first one is this lip balm that I use, and I can already see many of my friends already know about this because I carry it everywhere. But this is Laneige lip balm in like gummy bear, and it tastes like a candy, and I love it so much. This is one of my favorite. You can see it's already getting over. I've like used it for almost a year, and I really loved it. Next is also lip balm. I don't not like the flavor of this lip balm. It's Indie glazed jalebi. I think it's a lip treatment. Um, the flavor of it is not that nice. It does not taste like jalebi, but it has like a slight glitter to it. I think. Wait, if you can see, no, you cannot see. It like has like a pinkish glitter to it, which I really love to put on top of like lipsticks because it's like it gives like a slight shine, and I love that. Next is this blush that I use. These are the only three products that I think I use. Is this blush by Kiko Milano. I think it's called So Chic. It's shade 04, and I've recently discovered it and I really really love it because I think this shade matches my skin tone perfectly. Otherwise, I think some shades just looks like opaque, like they have like this white pigment and they do not look nice on me. Even though I have a lighter skin tone, it does not look nice on me, and I do not love it. So I use like Nivea's. They have like this colored lip balms. I use that as a blush. I used to use that, and then I found this, and this works so good. I really really love it. Then I this is a thing that I forgot to bring with me when I was starting to record. It's this travel brush set that I got from Chennai, and is this collapsible brushes. So the brushes, I have to bring it. Wait, I hope you will be able to hear me because I have to use two hands for this. But basically, this is the brush, and it's too tight. Yeah, this is the brush. It's only one brush. Like I've brought two brush with me. It's a like brush set of like nine, and this basically turns into this, and it's really really nice. I've seen like a couple of other brands, but they were like too expensive, and I do not want to spend like 4,000 rupees or like 5,000 rupees on like two brushes. I'm not gonna do that because brushes is like, even though I've tried to, okay, I'm not gonna, even though I've tried to maintain my brushes quality, there is gonna be a point. There is gonna be a point in like where they will be degrading. Like the brushes will not be as good as they were, and I don't want to spend that much money on this. And I found like this brush set like for 900 rupees, I think, and it was a set of nine, which was really really great. So I bought it. It's like a local brand, I think. I don't think it's local, but I think it's written in Chinese on it. I think it's like a Chinese off brand, something like that. Yeah, but I really, really love it. And again, I forgot to brought it. Okay, I forgot to brought my any of my art supplies, but there is this small watercolor palette that I really, really love because I've been using like a 24 shade palette. If you know what like the tin boxes of palette, so I've had like for 2 to 3 years, I was having this 24 shade palette and it was really big because I wasn't able to carry it in my bags all the time. So I was looking forward to having like smaller palettes. I wasn't able to find like a good palette or like in a budget friendly palette because all of them were like too expensive for empty palettes, because I did not wanted to have filled palettes because I already had like, after using watercolors or like after working with watercolors for almost 6 years now, um I have grown to like some of the pigments, and I think I'm just sticking to that pigments. I don't want to try anything new at this point. So I did not wanted to like get a filled palette and just to waste whatever colors on there. So I was looking for empty palettes, and then I found a really good palette in like budget friendly because I'm a student and we do care about budget. Okay. So I found that and I really really love it. So yeah, I've said love it so many times that I've gotten awkward. The last thing that we're gonna move on to is the places or like restaurants or cafes that I've loved in 2025. I've grown to be like a big foodie in past 2 years, if you haven't noticed, but yeah. And I love if everyone who knows me knows I love to go to cafes and like restaurants. And I think I know like what I've like discovered. Around 90% of the cafes in Udaipur I've been to already. It's not really, it's not a financially great decision, but yeah, I've been. So these are three of my favorites, like two of my favorites. One of them is not even in Udaipur. It's like it's a dish. Basically, it's not even a place. It's a dish from my recent trip to Dubai. I've had this like kunafa. I know kunafa. You can find kunafa anywhere in India, anywhere in Udaipur, but it was not the same. I've had kunafa in Udaipur and it was so sweet, really, really sweet. I don't like really sweet things, and it was like too sweet. and not that crunchy, not that like creamy. And I did not like it. So I had like a really traumatizing experience of having kunafa in Udaipur. So I was terrified of having kunafa there. And I was like, we were out on dinner and we ordered this cream kunafa at this restaurant called Aru Damascus, if I'm pronouncing it right. And I was really hesitant at first because it was like it's gonna be too sweet. It's gonna be just like the same that I had in Udaipur. And then I had the first bite of it, and it was so good. It was really really good. Like after that, I had it like in like the first week I had it, and after that I had it like for like the other 2 to 3 weeks, and it was really really great. It was so good. I think I had it like for 5 times basically. Yeah. The other two cafes that we're going to discuss in this, it's like the first one is Jajam, which is like this old house turned into a cafe. And it's really great if you want to just go and sit there and relax and just like draw or something. It's a really underrated cafe, and I really love it because you don't find that many people there. And most of the cafes in Udaipur, like they're overly crowded and there are so many people around. And the introverted means just like sometimes when I have to just find peace, I go to this cafe. It's really great, and the coffee is really great. And sometimes on like only on the weekends, I think they have like food options which are like every time they have a different thing, which is also really great. The second cafe that I really really love is Tapri Nivas. And I think Tapri in general, because we have two branches in Udaipur, and sometimes we go to the farther away wala branch, क्योंकि we find less people there. The main city branch has like a lot of people at all, like every day, so it's not really great. But yeah, the food is really nice. They don't serve great, like they don't have coffee option, only have I think cold coffee option, but the tea is really great. It's like a sham ki chai wala place kind of. You can say that, yeah. So I have a really cool like idea for a YouTube video, and I can't tell you about it. Which is so sad. I really wanna tell you about it, but I think hopefully you will see it soon as well. But I'll see you guys in the next video, hopefully very very soon. And yeah, I hope you love this video, and make sure to follow me on my Instagram because I be a lot more active there than I've been on YouTube. And yeah, if you liked my video, make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video very very soon. Bye.